Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Harrison, and I have spent over 3 decades practicing medicine, with a special focus on cardiovascular and brain health. Over the years, I've seen countless headlines about chocolate headlines that make it sound as if eating candy bars is the secret to avoiding heart disease or living longer. Unfortunately, many of these stories are oversimplified, sensationalized, and often backed by companies eager to sell more sweets. This creates confusion and hides the real message. The science is trying to tell us, beneath all the hype, there's a valuable truth. Cocoa, the main ingredient in chocolate, contains natural compounds called flavanols. These are plant-based phytonutrients that research suggests can benefit the health of our blood vessels, potentially influencing our risk of stroke. However, not all chocolate is created equal. The sugar, fat, and excess calories found in most chocolate products are not good for us. What matters is how the cocoa is processed and how it's consumed. This is why I want to take a closer look with you today, so we can separate myth from fact and explore what the research truly says about chocolate, cocoa, and stroke risk. By the end of our discussion, you'll understand not just whether chocolate can be part of a healthy diet, but exactly how to make it work in your favor without falling for misleading marketing. Let's take a closer look at what the research actually shows. The cocoa bean, before it's mixed with sugar and fat, is naturally rich in flavanol phytonutrients. These compounds help our blood vessels function better by improving their ability to dilate and allow healthy blood flow. The problem is that most chocolate products on store shelves have been heavily processed, often treated with alkali in a method called Dutching. This process removes the bitter flavor, but also destroys much of the beneficial flavanol content. In other words, the very compounds that may help your heart and brain are often stripped away before the chocolate ever reaches you. In carefully controlled studies, high cocoa dark chocolate containing 85% or more cocoa has shown measurable effects. Within just 2 hours of eating it, researchers observed better dilation in the small blood vessels of the eye, a clear sign of improved circulation. Even in patients with peripheral artery disease, eating dark chocolate allowed them to walk slightly farther and longer compared to milk chocolate. Although the difference in walking time was modest, it pointed to a real physiological benefit from the cocoa itself. This isn't just about legs or eyes. Healthy blood vessels are essential throughout the body, especially in the brain. When arteries in the brain are flexible and responsive, they can adjust blood flow quickly during moments of stress, like holding your breath. If these vessels are stiff from atherosclerosis, the risk of stroke rises. Early studies suggest that regular intake of flavanol-rich cocoa could support better vessel responsiveness, which in turn might lower stroke risk over time. The takeaway here is that the benefit doesn't come from candy, bars, or sugary treats. It comes from the cocoa. The closer you get to pure, unprocessed cocoa, the more likely you are to experience these positive effects. Now, let's imagine how this could make a difference in your daily life. Stroke is one of the leading causes of disability and death worldwide, and much of its risk comes down to the health of your arteries. If there were a simple, enjoyable way to support better blood flow and vessel flexibility, wouldn't you want to take advantage of it? That's where Cocoa Pure, flavanol-rich cocoa, can play a role. We're not talking about indulging in sugar-heavy desserts or deep-fried chocolate bars, which can do far more harm than good. Instead, picture yourself starting the morning with a warm bowl of oatmeal, lightly sprinkled with unsweetened cocoa powder, or blending a teaspoon into your smoothie for a rich, satisfying flavor. These small changes can provide a steady intake of the flavanols that research links to improved vascular function. The benefits extend beyond the brain. Improved blood flow can also help your heart, your eyes, and your limbs. In fact, studies suggest that better vessel function after dark chocolate consumption can occur in just 2 hours, and over time, these effects could contribute to long-term cardiovascular resilience. When you think about it, adding cocoa in a smart, health-conscious way is one of those rare lifestyle changes that's both enjoyable and beneficial. The science may not yet be strong enough to call cocoa a magic bullet, but it's a safe, accessible, and pleasant tool you can use alongside proven strategies like exercise, balanced nutrition, and controlling blood pressure to protect yourself against stroke. And the best part, it's a change you might actually look forward to making. Here's what I recommend you do, starting today. If you enjoy chocolate, make the shift toward options that deliver the benefits without the harmful extras, Look for dark chocolate with at least 85% cocoa content. Or better yet, choose unsweetened, unprocessed cocoa powder, often labeled as natural or undutched. This will ensure you're getting the highest flavanol content possible. Add it to foods you already enjoy. Mix a spoonful into your morning oatmeal. Blend it into a smoothie, or stir it into warm milk for a rich cocoa drink without added sugars. Keep your serving sizes moderate, remember. Even dark chocolate contains calories and fat, so portion control is important. Just as importantly, don't view cocoa as a standalone solution. Use it as part of a broader lifestyle plan for stroke prevention. Maintain a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Exercise regularly to keep your circulation strong, and manage your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. Think of cocoa as a helpful ally, one more tool in your toolbox for protecting your brain and heart. If you commit to these small but meaningful adjustments, you're giving your arteries a better chance to stay flexible, responsive, and healthy. And in the fight against stroke, that's a step in the right direction, one that's both enjoyable and good for you.